Solving these radical equations will be a little bit more challenging. Um, just like the others, we have to make sure that the square root is by itself. So I'm going to subtract that 8 on both sides. And then I have p minus 8 equals the square root. Once that square root is by itself, now it's squared just like before. So I'm going to square both sides. Now when I square the square root, it just cancels. So I have 19 minus 2p. But then on the other side, I have to square this p minus 8. So I have p minus 8 times itself, and then I have to distribute that. So I'm going to have p squared minus 8p, I'm just distributing here, minus 8p minus another 8p, and then plus 64. Combine those p's there, and there I have the square done. Now, the equations that we're going to have are, some of them are going to have a square in the equation. So to solve a square, you have to get it equal to 0 so that we can factor and then solve. So I'm going to move both the 19 and the 2p to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 19 and add 2p, and that's going to get it equal to 0. So I'm going to have p squared minus 14p and 45. And then I'm going to factor. So we need to do the star. We've got a times c, so 1 times 45, so just 45 on the top, and then negative 14 on the bottom, 1's on the sides. So it multiplies to get 45 and adds to get 14. So that's going to be 5 and 9. Right? And then both of them are going to be negatives. And then we got p minus 5 and p minus 9. And set them both equal to 0. P is going to be 5 or positive 9. Now with these, we have to check for extraneous solutions. See the instructions there? That means you could have an extra solution. And to do that, you want to plug the numbers that we get in and see if it works in the original equation. So I'm going to plug in 5. So 5 equals, wherever there's a p, I'm going to put a 5. 5 equals square root 19 minus 2p, so 2 times 5. And then outside the square root, I have plus 8. So I've got the square root of 19 minus 10, square root of 9 is going to be 3 plus 8 is not going to be 5. So that one doesn't work, right? So that means we can toss out the 5, and we better plug in 9 to make sure that one works. So we have 9 equals the square root 19 minus 2 times 9, and then plus 8. So 2 times 9 is going to be 18. 19 minus 18 is going to be 1. So the square root of 1 is 1. 1 plus 8 is in fact 9, so that one does work. So the 9 is not extraneous, but the 5 was. So you got to plug them back in to make sure that they work.